Hello everyone and welcome back to my Beyond the Gates 24 official YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Dani is sitting in her kitchen reviewing her social media addict runner. She sends a communication to Chelsea to be at her place ASAP. Just also, Andre arrives. She tells him their time together was awful but can't be again. Andre notices her computer and says she's acquired a addict base for being a bad burrow at Bill's marriage. She says she's now officially leaving Bill and Faye in her dust. With that, Andre kisses Dani's hand and exits. Just also, Chelsea arrives. Dani tells Chelsea about her addict runner. She thinks it's cool while Chelsea thinks it's creepy. Chelsea feels shamefaced for the live sleuth, but Dani takes responsibility for acting a fool. The most important thing is to put Bill and his child bridegroom in the rearview glass. Dani switches motifs, saying she's now solely concentrated on Chelsea's modeling career. Haley is thrilled with her new place and hubby. She'd love to throw a party but knows no bone would show. Bill is still pissed Dani got down with firing a gun at their marriage. Haley is relieved to know Dani can no longer do anything to hurt them. Haley is on the phone with Caroline when Bill arrives with a gift. She says they were agitating Bill's rearmost case. He is uncertain she should continue working as a paralegal when the social world awaits. Haley has no desire to quit, especially since Caroline and the rest of his staff are the only musketeers she has in city. Bill presents the gift as a commemorative of his love. She opens it to find a black card with no limit, which is representative of real independence. Haley is shopping on social media when she rolls her eyes as she scrolls past Dani's addict runner. Just also, she gets an alert someone is at the frontal door and Dani walks in. They waste no time getting snarky with one another. Dani says she needs to move forward with her life, which requires the two of them to have a discussion. Haley thinks they've minced out all the major issues, but Dani says they've only scratched the face. She notes how she and Bill took her in like a son and also betrayed her trust. Dani gives her credit for her devious nature, which allowed Haley to remain close to her while also covering Bill. Dani notes how Haley hurt her but thinks she should be shamed of how she betrayed Naomi. Haley apologizes again, but Dani says she'll be indeed sorrier. It's not a trouble, just a bit of information. She tells her to be careful as Prince Charming can snappily come a son of a bitch once the ring is on her cutlet. With that, Dani says she'll keep her distance, asks her to do the same and makes her exit. Latterly, Bill pops in wondering if he heard Dani. Haley thinks, in her own way, Dani offered a bit of an olive branch. Bill thinks Haley is being way too generous and tells his new bridegroom not to trust Dani. Smitty arrives home and reports to Martin about all the errands he completed for the day. Martin is acting like an burro and Smitty wants to know why. Martin wonders when Smitty was going to let him in on his plans to return to work as an investigative journalist. Martin re-enters the room and asks if Smitty is beefing up his capsule. Smitty shoots back, saying he's putting the finishing traces on in composition Martin asked him to work on. Martin thanks him for his work and for giving him time to cool down. Smitty says he was no way going to return to work without talking to him. Martin says he hates it and the discussion is done. Smitty says his requirements and dreams aren't going to be put on hold just to avoid disturbing him. With that, he storms out. Smitty returns and Martin extends his hand. He apologizes for his tone and asks him to no way misdoubt his love. Smitty prodigies occasionally, but Martin says he can't sound his life without Smitty in it. Martin says he truly doesn't want him to go back to work because the optics of a stay-at-home parent is stylish for the game plan. Smitty notes two working parents is the reality for a lot of families. Martin says they've to be extraordinarily ordinary to achieve their pretensions. Smitty notes Martin is agitating his pretensions, not theirs. Smitty says solely supporting Martin's pretensions isn't good enough for him presently. Martin wonders what happens when Smitty stumbles across a huge story as he remembers what a great journalist his hubby is. Smitty says returning to work is what he needs. Martin ever keeps a straight face when he asks what about his requirements. He lays down the law, saying Smitty will stick to the part he promised with no back talk. Smitty nods and says he understands. Eva listens in as Kat caricatures Ted about the clothes he's planning to wear to Nicole's fate. Just also, Eva makes her presence known as Nicole has asked her to recoup a train. Ted asks if she and Kat have met. Kat gets all kinds of sardonic saying she and Eva are virtually BFFs. Kat rakes Eva over the coals about her lack of a work history as she combed her social media. Ted continuously reprimands his son while Nicole listens in. Nicole enters and Eva smiles smugly as her new master defends her. Kat shifts motifs saying she wouldn't be suitable to attend her mama's event that evening but she has an out-of-city business event. With that, Kat grabs her bag and exits. Nicole and Ted converse about the videotape Andre is making. Nicole wants to punctuate how she and Ted met. Ted just can't stay for the world to know his woman. The way he does. They kiss as Eva scowls. Kat videotape exchanges Chelsea who's awaiting her date. Kat launches into her worries about Eva and thinks she's a fake burro with knockoff apparel. Chelsea shoots a look, and Kat realizes she's judging her for being a snot. Kat says she doesn't trust her, but Chelsea cuts her off because her man has arrived. With that, she hangs up. Kat hides and listens in as Eva exchanges with Ashley. She says she needs to check on penetrating lines for a new admission. Just also, Derek arrives saying they're meeting Naomi and Jacob. As everyone disperses, Kat comes out from her caching place. Chelsea's date describes himself as a tech nerd and thinks he's much too ordinary to be with a beautiful woman like him. With that, they exit to get this party started. Naomi, Jacob, Derek and Ashley take a seat. They all want to hear about Ashley's new job, when they spot Chelsea and her date Naomi and Ashley cackle but Derek interjects saying he'd rather concentrate on the women at their table. Just also, Andre walks up and greets Naomi as his kind of kinsman. Naomi explains Andre is her Uncle Ted's whoreson. Derek snarkily remarks he has all kinds of connections at the table. Ashley asks him to join, and Derek says any friend of his gal is someone he needs to know. Eva arrives back in Nicole's office downloading lines meant for Andre's videotape. Just also, Kat arrives allowing she has, formerly again, caught Eva where she doesn't belong. Chelsea and her date head back to his place. Outside the bar, his woman approaches and they all three head back to the house. Andre exits and Ashley decides she and Derek are also heading out. Left alone, Jacob and Naomi get all lovable and make their exit. Haley exchanges with Caroline saying they will take an extended lunch hour soon. Just also, Bill approaches and begins to undress and kiss her. She hangs up and they get down to business. Danny has her addict runner up as she dances around her kitchen. Just also, Andre arrives at the door. She lets him in and clothes begin flying. Bill basks in the afterglow but is also startled by a flashback to Danny pulling the gun at the marriage. He makes a call telling someone he needs to see them write down. The new cleaner has only vented occurrences, and were formerly hooked. CBS New Cleaner Pieces, the first day show since Heartstrings and the first black-focused drama since Generations is indefectible. Occasionally the dialogue feels too important like it came from character descriptions.